Business Brain, episode 755 for Casual FridAI for May 22nd, Bitcoin Pizza Day, 2026. You know what?
That's
Bitcoin Pizza Day?
Yeah, a guy that paid like $1 billion for a
I
piece of pizza.
think he paid like 40 Bitcoin for a pizza.
Yeah.
At the time, you know.
Yeah, what's that now? What's Bitcoin, like 60 grand? Or 70
Yeah,
maybe?
75, about 75 grand. Yeah.
That's a lot. Almost, yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know.
No, at the time, it's probably a darn good pizza.
Yeah, exactly. It made sense. Greetings and welcome to Business Brain, the show where you send in ideas, we come up with ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to help tune our business brains so that we can each level up our charmed lives every single week. Our sponsors for this episode include Bitdefender.com/brain, where you can save 30% on Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security, and Whatnot. You just search for Whatnot in the App Store, and you can get free shipping on your first order. It's such a cool thing.
Game changer.
Yep. I know. Yep. Crazy.
Amazing.
Largest live shopping platform out there, and you can download the app and get free shipping. We'll talk more about all that in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And in Northern California, I'm Shannon Jean. Happy to be here. Happy FridAI.
Happy FridAI indeed. I have a very quick tip to start this episode for FridAI. Everybody learn Markdown.
Markdown. Okay.
Yep. Markdown is a language. It was actually created by a friend of mine. You might even know him too, John Gruber.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote it a long time ago because he wanted a way of editing for the web that was both human readable and machine parsable. So he didn't want to have to write his blog. He makes a blog called Daring Fireball and a podcast called The Talk Show, very popular among the Apple community, developers especially. And John's a developer as well. And so he didn't want to have to just hand code HTML all the time, right? But he wanted a machine to be able to parse whatever he wrote and turn it into HTML or whatever the machine you might want the machine to translate it into. But it was essentially built to be human readable and then able to go to HTML. So it is plain text. There's no, like, you don't highlight bold for formatting for bold. You do like pound signs and there's a way to organize lists and all these things. It's plain text, very easy for a human to look at and read, and it's structured. And then also very easy for a machine to read and translate into whatever you want to do and display it the way you want to display it.
Okay.
It's really smart. Of course, at the time, he did not know that he was writing the language that every AI engine was going to prefer. All of the robots love it. And the reason the robots love it and the reason you're going to love it is because it is very low overhead for them to parse through it. If you give the robots a Word document, they certainly can parse it. They don't always get it right, but they mostly get it right. But it costs so many tokens to traverse through all of the structures in a Word document. Like, you and I never see the actual code of a Word document, but it is code, and it's usually zipped and all these things. Markdown is so much less overhead. When I have the robots create me things, they will default to Markdown. When I was doing that whole social media thing before X said you can't do that anymore, and I needed a way to store everything, I thought, Google Sheet would be great. No, Google Sheets were a disaster because, it was way too complex. And I asked the robots, I'm like, what do you want? And it was like, well, what about Markdown? And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Sure. You're the one writing and reading it. You let me know. And everything I do now it's saving all the stuff in Markdown. If you look at, like, if you use Claude Cowork or Claude Code, it will save a Claude.md file. That
always wants to save the MD file. Yeah.
That MD is Markdown, right? So getting good at, and it really, this isn't going to take you very long. Just open up a Markdown file and just read it, or go look at the Wikipedia entry on Markdown. It'll explain to you what it is and how it works. But you're going to save yourself a ton of frustration and token costs by being
money. Yeah.
familiar with Markdown. Yes, cash, money, token costs. Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
Learn Markdown. Yep. And I'll put a link in the show notes to actually, I'm going to see what the Google search for Learn Markdown is, because my guess is at markdownguide.org. Sure. It's not going to be the worst place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great. I have a quick tip too. If you use Slack, one of the keys to the kingdom is if you connect your Claude AI to Slack, it will change your life because you can interact with. How do I phrase this? You can just pull so much data out of your Slack conversations and out of the channels, out of the DMs, out of everything to tell you what's going on with your business, with your team, with priorities, with if you have all your employees in there, what are their number of problems they're dealing with over and over and over. And I have it in a cohort that I manage of people, about 20 people. Yep. And I can't keep up with all the data, but I do I've had Claude do a weekly summary. It's automatic. It alerts me when it's done. It says, hey, every Friday I pulled everything out. It creates a document that, here's the whole summary of what's going on in your Slack. I share that with everybody there. And it's so powerful because it gives you a breakdown. Here are the wins. Here's the things people are struggling with. Here's the problems that we weren't able to solve that are carrying forward. Yeah. Here's who the most active has been this week, who's participating the most. Really powerful, man. So connect your Claude to Slack. It's real easy to do. Just ask it and it'll tell you.
You couldn't possibly have teed up what I want to talk about here in the episode any better than you just did. Perfect. I agree with you 100%. Like this is.
There's a but coming.
No, there's not a. No? This is a yes and. Very much a yes and.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, good. No, this is great. But it is the tip of the iceberg. So we will talk about the iceberg in a little bit.
Awesome.
The next thing that I want to talk about is our sponsors. We all know that the charmed life favors those who move quickly. And right now, live shopping on our sponsor, Whatnot, is exploding. The number of sellers making over $1 million a year on Whatnot has doubled in the past year. And that is perfect because Wednesday of this week is Be a Millionaire Day. So you got to get started here. I have checked out Whatnot as a buyer. Shannon, I was on there and I found somebody that was doing a warehouse sale. I understand why you have done what you have done for your career. This is like super exciting. All the deals, like it's great stuff, man. Like so cool. Whatnot is the largest live shopping marketplace in the country. Beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies. And sellers there make 10 times more than on other major marketplaces. Why? Buyers spend over an hour a day in the app building real connections with real sellers. I totally get it. It's live, it's engaging, it's great. You got to check this out. Download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. Go check it out. I think you're going to love it. I'm certainly amazed by this, and our thanks to Whatnot for sponsoring this episode. And as we all know, the charmed life of an entrepreneur is built one client, one contract, one late night at a time. And a single ransomware hit can erase years of that work in an afternoon. And that's why our sponsor, Bitdefender, stands out. Bitdefender is a global leader in cybersecurity, and their ultimate small business security is purpose-built for teams of 25 or fewer. I know, just like all of us, right? That don't have an IT department on speed dial, or maybe you are the IT department and you really don't want to have to do it all. With Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security, you're going to get AI-powered scam protection trained on the kinds of phishing emails and fake file sharing links actually targeting small businesses. Plus, business reputation monitoring, password management, unlimited VPN, and one clean dashboard to run it all. Keep your small business safe with Bitdefender Ultimate Small Business Security and save 30% when you go to bitdefender.com/brain. That's bitdefender.com/brain for 30% off. Go check it out. I think you're going to like it. I'm really digging what I'm seeing there. And our thanks to Bitdefender for sponsoring this episode. All right, Shannon. So you talked about connecting Slack to Claude, which
yes, sir.
Brilliant, smart. Claude came out this past week with Claude for small business.
I heard about this.
Yeah, it lives inside of Claude Cowork, and it is a bundle of pre-built AI agent workflows and skills that plug Claude directly into things like Slack, but also QuickBooks, PayPal, HubSpot, Google Workspace, which is a huge one, Microsoft 365, Canva, DocuSign. So it can help with all of those things, right? Finance, operations, sales, marketing, all of that stuff. And it is a toggle on layer inside of those apps. You do it via Cowork. All the automations are there. It is your small business operating system. It is kind of the way that I like to think about this.
That's awesome.
And you just go in, you sign up for your Claude, plan. You enable Claude for small business, and then start with one or two. Right? You don't need to turn them all on at the same time. Right? What you described about Slack is a great example of this. Like, that's a pain point for you, and you fixed it. All right, now that you've done one, now the bug is there, and I know that that's not the first
Google
one.
Workspace got to be huge.
It's going to be huge, right? So you just go turn that on and start using that. Or if QuickBooks is your pain point, having Claude integrate with that. Again, do all of this eyes wide open. Make sure you understand. With QuickBooks, chances are unless you've got things set up in a strange way, chances are you're going to be giving Claude the ability to see your business finances. So, eyes wide open. You may choose that's okay. You may choose it's not okay. That's okay. Like, whatever you choose is okay. Just choose. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome. I love it. Good. Yeah. I'm just looking at HubSpot. Operate workflows, different things like employee, how to get started. You can just toggle it on in Cowork, connect the tools you use, pick the job you want done. Claude does the work and you approve it before anything gets sent, posted, or paid. So you stay in control. Oh, and they're doing a training, 10-city tour with free half-day workshops for small business owners, Chicago, Dallas, Salt Lake, and more. So you might want to look at, they have a link to a complete setup guide here. If you just ask Claude how to do it, it'll give you this link. They've also partnered with PayPal on a free online course called AI Fluency for small businesses.
Yeah.
And there's a setup guide here. Open the link. I'm going to take a look.
Amazing.
That's great. Yeah. So definitely.
And you can take the course on demand. Like, they're doing this tour. Right. That's started, and like you said, I mean, it's the one closest to you is San Jose, but you can do the course. You can do the course on demand right now.
I love it. Payroll planning, 30-day cash forecasting, month-end close accounting, overdue invoice chasing, marketing campaigns from HubSpot, analysis to Canva, Monday morning business pulse covering cash, pipeline of commitments, contracts. Man,
this is amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, the course is free, of course. Yes, they know where they're going to get their money from you.
Yeah,
that's great.
I love it. Yeah, this is great. I'm looking forward to this. It's great. Like you said, you got to be careful. You want to go into it smart, think about it, but it certainly makes your life much easier.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's great. Yeah, I'm stoked. It's just every 3 months. Things are it's a whole new world.
Yep. Hey, real quick before we go, last week we talked about I talked about using the is it X.ai or Grok? Not Grok.
I think it was X.ai voice cloning. Right?
X.ai
is that what we're talking about?
So I did the clone. I just want to read something I got back after sharing that clone of my voice. It says, "It sounds like you got about 20 years older and you went to old broadcaster school and spent way too much time learning how to soften your sibilants." I don't even know what that word is, Dave, but you do. So this is,
I wrote that. Yeah.
Yes. It's listening further. It's quite robotic. Yes.
Let me play it if that's okay. So we can
it's
get
the first run at cloning my voice. Yeah, so we'll see how this sounds.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We'll see if we can play it.
Small business owners are heroes. This is one of my favorite t-shirts. The shirt celebrates entrepreneurs and small business owners. These people are heroes, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Here is why you should use the hero framework.
So,
that's a post. I just dragged it in after I cloned my voice. So clearly you've got to tweak that a bit.
But the part that, the first thing I noticed was your voice just sounded older.
Yes. I actually pushed the middle-aged button because I'm like, well, I'm middle-aged,
Yeah, of course.
But I shouldn't have done that.
You have a youthful energy that it took away, right?
Yes,
but
it did.
And then it instead of saying S's, you were saying S's, right? Because that's the whole thing. Like that's fine. But where it really was interesting to me was that part where you were like, and I will fight anyone who disagrees with me. It was so level and even keeled.
Super level.
But it sounded like you were being paid to read an audiobook. Right? Like that, and it sounded great for that. So, there's hope here. It was very, I thought it was interesting.
I'm going to go tweak it because it was my first, I only spent 5 minutes doing it. I had to buy some tokens, of course. And then I ran it through things. So I'm going to tweak it. We'll get some more samples for you. But if you've played around with it, with X.ai voice cloning, I'd love to hear from you. Feedback at businessbrain.show is the email. That's how you reach us. You can also reach us on X, my name or Dave's name, and we'd be glad to give you some feedback.
I have a question for you, Shannon.
Yes.
What's this episode's big takeaway?
I think the big takeaway is connection. Using these AI tools with your existing platforms and connecting them together. The more I get spread out on all these apps and services, the more I want one dashboard. And I'm hoping that we're headed that way.
I like it. Yep. I would agree with that. Connect, leverage. It still remains the best, not the best, a great assistant.
Yes.
That is available 24/7. And that I still think that that's the way to treat this. It is not something that you could just set up to be autonomous and never check its work.
I agree.
Right? It's not there yet. It will be. And for some people it is already, but they've spent a lot of time building that system to do a specific thing. But that's okay, So
yeah. It's great. It's a great time to be alive. Yep.
It is an amazing time to be alive. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. Make sure, like he said, go to businessbrain.show/review and feedback at businessbrain.show so we can hear from you and share your stuff. Keep on living that charmed life. We'll see you next week, folks.
See ya.